So give some advice to a new writer who is looking for submissions or who's looking to get published. And how should one approach this whole pitch thing? How should and what should be a pitch and what should a pitch look like? How should we approach a publisher basically? And is it true that they read all the mails, or how does it happen
I
these
think,
days?
nowadays, thanks to the pandemic, I think things have shifted a little bit. So I do find a lot of these big publishers, asking for submissions. I think they do read all the pitches. Of course, you have to write a pitch that will stand out. So that is a
Hmm.
little tricky, but it's not something that is impossible. So if you need to do a lot of research, think very hard about what your book is going to be and what is the unique thing that sets your book apart from the rest. So you have to spend a bit of time writing the hook, writing the letter. Again, I believe everything should be read and reread and written cleanly, no mistakes.
True.
It's like you look at it as you would writing an examination, because ultimately you're putting your best foot forward, and you need to. There's a lot of advice on the internet, so anybody who's curious,
Yes, yes.
look it up.
And
And
how much weightage do you think an editor gives to the idea itself and to the writing style, or how good the writing is? What is more important according to you? Because I think a bad writing can be edited, can be rewritten, edited, and so on and so forth. But a good idea is very important. So how do you see this? How do you see this thing? Like an idea versus the style and the actual craft of writing.
I
When
also believe that it is the idea, but it's also how you express yourself. So I don't believe that if it's a very good idea but you've written rubbish, somebody is going to accept it, because ultimately you have to hook them in with the way you express that idea also. Like a lot of times
yes,
you find, I mean, I myself have gotten duped into people who write really well, but ultimately you find the book is somewhat like a damp squib, but he or she has written it so well that it's engrossing. So yes, idea for sure,
absolutely.
but the language and the craft matters a lot. And if you're planning to hook an editor or a publisher, you have to be able to, express that idea really well, so that they just look at it and they're wowed.
And your
So,
advice to the writers, to the aspiring writers, what would be
you know,
your
my advice
key
would be,
takeaways?
you need to, number one thing is you need to keep reading, because the more you read, your language also improves. So I find a lot of people who do come to me saying, they haven't read at all, or they haven't ever written, but they want to be a writer. So, these things, you have to work hard at it. So you keep reading and writing. Maybe don't write a book, but start small. Maybe write a blog, write a diary, write a journal. There are various ways. And so many people ask for submissions, articles, blogs, flat fiction, small little bits. So that, somebody who wants to write has to start with it, start writing, start small, and then, grow
Yeah,
from strength to strength. So maybe somebody who's never written before can't write a book in one shot, because it takes a lot of discipline as well, more than anything else.
yeah. Tell us about the discipline.
Um, you need to have you need to set aside a certain amount of time every day. It becomes more and more, it's become more and more difficult now because of the pandemic. Social media is a huge distraction, and it's
Distraction.
like,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
it's like an catch-22 situation for me at least. I needed to promote my work, but once I'm there, I'm either doom scrolling or going down a rabbit hole of some,
Absolutely.
you need to be able to balance everything and have a bit of time that you schedule, which is like your me time where you just write. Doesn't matter what you're writing, but get into the habit of writing little bit every day. Give yourself rewarding treats. Maybe just write 300 words, 500 words. So you need to set
Right.
a discipline if you have to, this is for anything. I mean, it's not just writing, right? I mean, for exercise, for
It's
any
called
kind of,
what you've written. Yeah,
so
absolutely.